Dharine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki. Oh, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam today from Canto 4, chapter 23. Somebody has to mute their, all the cooking noises are coming. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu, Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavatir Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We are reading from the beautiful verses of the glorification of Prithu Maharaj, which is an amazing section. It is amazing because it is a discussion of citizens glorifying a true leader. True leadership is being glorified, and it is being also acknowledged. Not that it's not being acknowledged. It's definitely being acknowledged very nicely. You see, like normally in this world, we see praises and glorification and other things. So we have to see it in that light today, in a not only in a critical light, in a different way. So we shall chant that shloka, which has disappeared from the screen now. 4:15:23. Tasmat parokshe yasmat upashrutani alam karishyata stotram apichyavachah satyuttama shloka gunanuvade jugupsitam na stabayanti sabhyaha. Tasmat, therefore, parokshe, in some future time, asmat, my, upashrutani, about the qualities spoken about, alam, sufficiently, karishyata, you will be able to offer, stotram, prayers, apichya vachaha, or gentle reciters, sati, being the proper engagement, tatatma uttama shloka, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, guna, of the qualities, anuvade, discussion, jugupsitam, to an abominable person, na, never, stavayanti, offer prayers, sabhyaha, persons who are gentle. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: or gentle reciters offer such prayers in due course of time, when the qualities of which you have spoken actually manifest themselves in me. The gentle who offer prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead do not attribute such qualities to a human being who does not actually have them. Purport: Gentle devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead know perfectly well who is God and who is not. Non-devotee impersonalists, however, who have no idea what God is and who never offer prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are always interested in accepting a human being as God and offering such prayers to him. This is the difference between a devotee and a demon. Demons manufacture their own gods, or a demon himself claims to be God. Following in the footsteps of Ravana and Hiranyakashipu, although Prithu Maharaj was factually an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he rejected those praises because the qualities of the Supreme Person were not yet manifest in him. He wanted to stress that one who does not actually possess these qualities should not try to engage his followers and devotees in offering him glory for them, even though these qualities might be manifest in the future. If a man who does not factually possess the qualities, possess the attributes of a great personality, engages his followers in praising him with the expectation that such attributes will develop in the future, that sort of praise is actually an insult. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. It is the practice that there are professional reciters. They are engaged, means that they are paid and they maintained. And they come and engage themselves by praising the leader, especially here, the king. You will read in the Ramayana also, King Dasharath was woken up in the morning by sweet bards. You know, those bards are those who sing these nice songs. They'll come and sing these songs. And there was no alarm clock ringing a very shrill tone and giving you a rude awakening in the morning. Wah! And you want to shut it off. It's not like that. Here they will sing very nice songs. And slowly, slowly they'll pitch it up. And the king wakes up and he hears his glorification. Because the glorification will be, we are all waiting for you. We want you to come and lead us. We want to be led by you. And the whole kingdom is waiting to get instructions from you, direction from you, how to go back to Godhead. And you are our affectionate Father. These are the type of things that you will hear. These are the type of things that you will hear from these amazing reciters. They do it not artificially, they actually do it with feeling. Because they love the king and they want a position in that position and they take advantage of that. They want to be sheltered, protected, and feel safe. All these things are acknowledged that you are giving us this type of a shelter. So they get up every morning and they come and praise the king. And the king wakes up and immediately feels, wow, people are depending on me. I have a huge amount of duty and responsibility. And they're all expecting these things from me. And I have to live up to it. He wakes up and he offers his obeisances to the Supreme Lord. He meditates on the Lord. He goes and takes his bath, etc., etc. His daily activities come. Inspired right from the morning to render your devotional service to the Lord, people are waiting to take your guidance. That's the practice. It's a very sophisticated practice. It's not just, getting up in the morning and just glorifying you just because you like to hear it and massage your false ego with some nice sandalwood oil or some highly scented oil and give you a good massage on the false ego. You are really the greatest. You are so great that I think even God will have to give up his position for you, because little does God know how great you are, isn't it? You're, yeah, keep saying that, keep saying that. It's so nice to hear that. Keep saying that. I like to hear that. You want some extra money? I'll give you something. Keep saying that. I like to hear it. I want to hear it. Praise is very sweet to the ear. You like to drink it in gallons, lick it up, even if it has fallen on the floor. Slurp, slurp. Did you say something about me? Did I hear something? No, you did not hear. I didn't say anything about you. How bad. You know, you want to hear it. It's so sweet to the ears. You pay money for that. You'll do anything for that. That's the nature of the human being. And this is exactly what is exploited in the social media. Because in the world, only some people get praised because of their talent and their exposure, their influence, their political clout, their money, etc., etc. But now it's open for everybody to be praised. And they openly ask, please click below, please accept, please make me feel good. It's all mutual thing. You do it for me, I'll also do it for you. So next time you want to click, nice, I click, and expect good things are done to others and they return to you also. And in this way, mutually, all of us will glorify each other. Of course, for good things also maybe. It's not only, but the social media exploits that latent, innate want, that great hankering for being recognized, for being praised and glorified. I am something in this world. I have contributed something. I have got this particular talent. Please talk about it. And even though I don't have any of these things, I still want to hear my praise. I still want to hear. Mostly it's only the wife or the husband who will praise you. But this is what is exploited in the advertising industry. This is what is exploited in the social media. It's what is exploited by people for establishing relationships with you, because you have this innate tendency to get praised. But the real challenge comes, you get praised and you know how to take it. It's not that you reject it. Rejecting is also artificial and maybe easy to do. How to take that praise? If the praise is genuine, you have to recognize it from where it is coming, how it is coming. And if there is no praise also, how to take it. This is a yogi. Yogi is a person who, if you give him praise, he will analyze it properly and he will accept it on behalf of the entire parampara from you and deposit it there. Not for me. Idam Krishnaya, idam na mama. Not for me. And he can also be in a position where he is not praised or he is denounced unnecessarily. Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. This is the meaning of real internal strength. A person who is very strong inside can take praise and level-headedly handle it. And a person who is very strong inside can take insult and still do good for that person who is doing so. This is strength, strength of personality, one who is solidly situated in his position as a servant of Gopi Bhartu Patakamalayora Dasa Dasa Nudasa. He has nothing to worry about. His recognition of his identity doesn't depend on somebody recognizing it materially in this world. It depends on his relationship with Krishna. He is already recognized by Krishna. Does he need his material surface, superficial identity to be recognized by anybody else in this world? Should he be dependent on that? Should he give handle to Maya through that so that she can control him through that? No. He is perfectly happy and satisfied in serving Krishna and feeling that I have been given an opportunity to serve you. I am eternally your servant. You can kick me, you can handle me roughly, or you can embrace me. It does not matter. Mat pranan atastu sayeva na paraha. I don't know anybody else but you. And I'm very happy Even if you kick me, if you insult me or anything, because you have recognized me as your servant. And that is my real identity. And all my energy flows because I'm situated in that identity by your recognition. Praharshayishyami sanata jivitam. Very nicely explained by Prabhupada, this quotation of, I think, Yamunacharya. I am, kadaham aikantika nitya kinkara hai. I am, when will I be able to enjoy that, my eternal servitorship, servitorhood to you? And in that enjoy, praharshishyami, sanata jivitam, knowing that you're my master and I'm your eternal servant, that rasa, that taste of serving you in that feeling, that when will I enjoy fully? I'm waiting for that. Such a person is not going to be affected if you tell him you're too tall, you're too short, or your talk was very bad, or your kirtan was not good, or you look like a 10-ton truck has just passed over your face, or you're like this, you're mean, you're that, you're this, and everything. I am Gopi Bhartu Patakamalayor Dasa Dasa Anudasa. And all that you tell me just falls off and bounces off me and falls down. I'm very sorry. I'm not able to accept these titles, these designations, these so-called praises and this thing. So a devotee, he is getting his pleasure by identifying himself with Krishna. And therefore, temporary identifications and praise and titles really don't matter to him, but still he accepts it. For serving Krishna, he accepts those praises. This is what we can see here. In the world, I said people are very eager to be hearing the sweetest sound I've ever heard, somebody said, is my own name. It's very interesting. The sweetest sound I've heard is my own name. And sweeter still is glorification of me. Is glorification when you tell me that you are so great, you are like that, you are like this. Flattery gets everybody. Flattery gets everybody in this world. And people use it like nothing. Sometimes they use it very intelligently, very subtly. Sometimes you need it very gross and told in the open. Depending on the person, accordingly, people utilize it because it's a great weakness of the conditioned soul. He is always looking for this. All of us are hankering for some recognition, some type of an encouragement like that. Encouragement is okay, but praise and glorification, very important. So you hear in this world, you will see that people are very keen and they will give you anything for that. If you praise a person, acknowledge him, encourage him, recognize him, then normally he'll have a very good relationship with you. It's a relationship dependent on praise and this thing. But if you have a true friend, he will be a person who will praise you where it is required and condemn you where it is required. And if you value a true friend also, you will agree with a little difficulty that what you're saying is true about me. And nobody would dare say that but you to me. And therefore, it's very useful to me. I can audit myself and I can make these changes in me. Right? So a true friend will accept, I can accept from my true friend who has genuine concern for me. I can accept glorification and I can accept chastisement and insult also. Right? So Prithu Maharaj here is reciprocating with these reciters and he's telling, excuse me, these qualities that you're talking about have not yet manifested in me. It may be coming in the future, but right now I've just appeared and immediately you're telling these things. You don't have any experience of it. This world doesn't have experience of it. And I don't have experience that I manifested these qualities either. So he's not denying and he's saying don't, but he's saying, no, it will come maybe. in the future, but right now I have not shown it. I am not possessive. So why do you use these praises for me? Right? And Prabhupada's comment is that, even if a person is not glorious, if he is glorified, a decent gentleman will deny it and say, no, I'm not like that. I don't think that's an exaggeration. But I can understand that you're, generally aptly thinking or exaggeratedly thinking like this, but I can, understand that you want to glorify me. But he will also say that I'm not like that. So sometimes people glorify, I get glorified quite often, introduced, Maharaj is like that, he did this, he did that and this. And I wonder, well, you don't know about other things also that I may be doing. You have not seen these things happening, but you praise it because it has been written and given to you by my secretary or by some assistant of mine or some fan of mine or whatever. But I may really know that some of this may not be true. Some of it is true. And mostly, many of those things are actually true because they're taken out from real life. But sometimes they're exaggerated. So I know that I need to set this right in balance. And I feel that I must say that, no, I'm not like what is being mentioned here. I'm just like this. This is a natural feeling that everybody would have, especially when he is conferred upon a title which he is not comfortable with. I don't think I am like that. Genuinely, normally people would feel that in a cultured society. But Prabhupada is speaking about those who will be happy to accept these praises even though they don't fit on them. They don't fit on them. If the praises are too large and the person is too small, then something is wrong. In fact, when somebody praises me too much, more than the actual, then I will start suspecting something is wrong, or some proposal is going to come up for something from me, or it's a part of a greater plan. If you have even a little intelligence, you can understand that. But sometimes people get so blinded by the flattery that their intelligence gets covered, and then they just completely falling hook, line, and sinker into it. But normally speaking, that is why when the Mayavadis tell you that you are not this body, I can understand, fine. You are spirit soul. Wow, really? I am spirit soul? That's interesting. You don't die. Wow, that is even better. You're eternal. Wow, I never knew this before. And you continue to live in spite of your body dying. How relieving this is. You are actually Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman. What? Brahman is spread everywhere. And you are that Brahman. Just hold on, please. Hold on. What did you say? Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahman. Brahman is spread everywhere. You are supreme. You are actually that same. You are the same. You merge into. Immediately you should understand, okay, I think this has gone a little too much. I can understand I'm spirit soul. I am eternal. I am even Brahman, of the quality of Brahman. But when you say that you are Parabrahman, then I have to work out a little bit. That, please hold on. But many of them don't say that. They swallow it. They swallow it. Dandho dharana naro narayanam bhavet. Naro narayanam bhavet. As soon as you accept the danda of sannyasa, ekadanda, the man, the nara, becomes Narayana. He becomes God. That is their understanding. And they're happy to become God. Happy to get the title. Naro Narayanam Bhavet. He thinks that he has become Narayana. So the same philosophy actually praises everybody and gives the title Narayana to everybody. It's up for grabs. Anybody can take it and become the supreme. Sensible fellow will immediately suspect, listen, I don't want a title that definitely doesn't fit me. Like I always tell you, Shakespeare said, like a dwarf in king's clothing. This title of a king doesn't fit you. It's too big for you. You're a small fellow. So sometimes we accept praise and we are eager to lick it up. If that is extrapolated a little more, that will land up with the philosophy that I am as good as God. Right? It's just an extrapolation of that same. It's all about praise and action. But the reality is you can never be God. You can think you're God. You can think I am something. Because in the kingdom of the mind, you are the king. Isn't it? In the kingdom of your mind, you are the king. Nobody can enter there and tell you, no, do like this. You'll say, get lost. It's my kingdom. I can think whatever I want. So you can fall for that praise and you can quietly, silently cultivate the idea that Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Supreme Brahman. Actually, the Shastra doesn't say Aham Param Brahmasmi. It doesn't say. It says only Aham Brahmasmi. It's a very carefully coded. So, praise is sweet to the ear. And that praise, when you extend itself beyond a certain extent more and more, and acceptance of the praise can land up in you thinking that you are God. That is stupidity. That is stupidity. We must actually check it. We must know that we must always understand, I am a servant of God. That is my identity. Whatever anybody may say, the reality is that I'm eternally a servant of God. And even though titles are conferred on you which don't fit you at all, you should understand, you should not take these titles very seriously. You should say, okay, yeah, thank you. That's it. But I know who I am. I know who I am. A devotee knows who he is. You know, Tvad Britya Britya Paricharaka Britya Britya Brittasya Britya Itimam Shmara Lokanath. Like Kulashekara Alvar has taught us from the Mukundamala Stotra, that I am simply, if you can recognize me as a servant of the servant of the servant of your servant, then my life is successful. Right? So this is cultivated by a devotee, and that is why he is very great yogi. Taking charge of our internals and setting it right, the subtle body, which is fueled by desire. Material desire is fundamental and foundational to the things that we do in this world. That we should at no point of time let go beyond its boundaries. For a yogi, he can take praise. And I said there are various types of that. Somebody can be materially humble, true. And he can say, no, please don't praise me like that. I am okay. These things you mentioned, I'm okay. Can be realistic. And somebody can be a person who takes the praise falsely. Somebody also can be a person who takes it in a balanced way. I'm very happy because he reciprocates to the people who are praising you. I am accepting your praise because you want to praise me, and I must reciprocate with it in a decent way. But I will make a small, caveat there and say that these things, many of these things you said may be right, but some of these things may not be right. And these things that are right, I accept. But I want to also tell you that I am able to do these things simply because of the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So rightfully, these praise belong to them. And in this way, a devotee offers that to Guru, to Param Guru, Prabhupada, like that of the Parampara to Krishna. In this way, he very intelligently dodges that solid weapon coming against him of praise. You see? Pratishta Asha. Pratishtare Asha Shukare Vishta Tavaharinama Kevala Kaitava. In the Vaishnava Ke, your desire for name, fame, Pratishta Asha, shukarere vishta. It is pig's stool. Tava harinam kevala kaitava. In this situation, waiting for pleasure and waiting for recognition, you're chanting the holy name, using the holy name for getting yourself some material recognition, you are a cheater. It should warn the mind. So this thing called praise also is needed sometime, especially when people are taking up something for the first time and they have the potential maybe in them and they need a little encouragement and they need a little positivity. That's okay to praise them. And although they may not have some of these things and they may not have confidence, they may even say that, okay, I think somebody thinks like this about me, so I'm capable of doing it. And with that, they may do it. And after doing it, when they get praised for that also, they legitimately can take that praise. But all the time, they should remain very grateful to those who have been instrumental in giving them this opportunity so that they may get this praise. This is culture. This is actually culture. You see, they have this Kabir Doha, that if the Lord is in front of you and your Guru is in front of you, whom will you pay obeisances to first? Very famous, everywhere they chant this in North India. So the answer is that I'll pay obeisances first to my Guru, because through him only I came to know you. So I should be grateful to him first. And that's considered to be a very great saying. So a person can ward off the effects of praise, a yogi. How does he do it? He very sincerely internally offers it up the parampara to Krishna. He is very careful about contaminating himself unnecessarily in a subtle body. He takes precautions not to do that, and to make sure that I always remain fit and I always remain clear, I always remain realistic. Who am I and what I should be? So here Prithu Maharaj is getting praised about things which he has not shown as quality. So he's checking them and saying, relax, I have not manifested those things. Why are you praising me? But according to those reciters, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is wrong in praising you, even though in this material manifestation you have not shown those qualities of you? Those qualities are eternal with you, and they are definitely going to be manifested very soon. So nothing wrong in us praising you is their answer, actually, to Prithu Maharaj. But you can see that Prithu Maharaj is showing, although he is a Supreme Lord, how to accept praise correctly. What you should praise me as citizen and as so-and-so is okay, and I've accepted it. And I accept it internally in such a way that I know I can remain in balance. You see, heady praise can really take you off in your head. And you can think, nobody is greater than you in this whole universe. You can, if you don't know how to handle it, you can really go off the track. So it's always good for sometimes for people to be in a little on the negative side. It is healthy so that we can maintain the amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. I'm not worth anything. I'm a two-bit devotee of the Lord. And what do I know? Haridas Thakur's attitude was like that. Sometimes when we say these things, they think that you guys are some, what are you guys, some psychopaths? That you want to say, I am useless, I am like this, I am so low, I am something wrong with you guys. No. Sometimes people may do it artificially because they think that is the way to, apply the Shastra. Sometimes we see devotees being overly humble, and some other people who are watching and saying, you don't have to do this type of bootlicking, fawning, servitorship, and you don't have to show it like this artificially. That's true. You don't have to do that. But sometimes people tend to do that in excitement, in some sort of a different mode. But all said and done, I told you two things. One is how to accept praise and how not to get carried away by it. It means it's a real yogi. A person who openly rejects, no, 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 it's not worth it. I'm not like that. I'm like this and that, and all that. Sometimes then we wonder, you know, whom am I talking to? Whom am I introducing? Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maiki. Whom am I introducing? What am I doing here? Right. So many times in cultural setup, they'll say, thank you very much for your kind words, welcoming me and recognizing my contribution in this way. I appreciate that very much. But actually, like this. And this is culture, accepting praise and depositing it where it really belongs, to the Supreme Lord. This does not mean that I did nothing, I'm just an idiot, a zombie, and I just act whatever Krishna tells me. You see, the three modes have got three hooks, and I get to move, I just move, I'm a nobody. So I'm not responsible. That seems very artificial. It seems very artificial. Invariably, when you become a devotee, you get praise because you're a leader. And we always try to teach the devotees, especially in the ashram, to be very humble. Actually cultivate humility inside by discussing these points so that you respond correctly. Sometimes there are materialistic people coming to praise us and try to get something done from us for a petition or this or that or anything else. But we don't fall for that. We don't have to, sacrifice our self for that. So devotee has to and will be a little more careful about these things because he knows the dangers of praise. The thing about praise is when it goes, you can forget yourself, you can forget God, you can forget everybody else and think you're on the top of the world, floating in the clouds. And it's a real pathetic thing that they're put up by Maya to a very great level and then boom, crash from there. Back to your own level. So I like this wonderful, response of Prithu Maharaj saying that it's very balanced. Why? He's saying that true, but I've not manifested these qualities yet. So when they manifest in them, you talk. And secondly, these qualities are all qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They can't be mapped onto a human being, right? They can't be mapped onto a human being. So the conditioned soul always wants to be praised like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead is praised, he accepts it very nicely. Yes, what you say is true. I am the source of everything. I am this thing, everything. And throughout the Bhagavatam, you'll see, he makes it very brief. He makes it quite brief, and then he gives an opportunity for conditioned soul to glorify him. That's a special opportunity that he gives. And it's open to anybody and everybody. By glorifying the Lord and praising the Lord, we will stop wanting to be glorified ourselves. We will develop humanity. We will develop a good sense of understanding of who we are. So these are all some points that we can consider here. I'll give a few minutes for question and answers if you have. Any question or any comment? Any question or comment? Okay, if there's no question or comment.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah.
It's Keshav Priya Maharaj.
Yeah.
Maharaj, my question is, we were studying in Bhagavad Gita that even all living entities were part and parcel of Krishna. So we imbibe the qualities from Krishna. We have in minute part. So this act of being glorified is there in Krishna, likes to be glorified. So we also have this in a minute level, no Maharaj. All of us
Yeah.
want to be appreciated. Even a child born in material world, if you appreciate it for doing anything, it becomes very happy as if it's doing something great. So it is
Yes.
innate, it is within us, Maharaj. So as a neophyte devotee, initial stages, we don't know, is it not artificial to renounce that I don't want to be glorified? Like it is there subtly, we don't know to distinguish this, no Maharaj, but as we proceed, as you said,
One point is being glorified, another point is being glorified out of proportion.
okay,
Like I told you about the Mayavadis telling that, glorifying themselves and telling that they are as good as God.
okay.
That is definitely too much, no? Although I
Yes,
am
Maharaj.
part and parcel of God, I am infinitesimal. Anu, it is mentioned. Chit Kanaha.
Okay.
So why should you be having the same qualities like the Supreme Lord? So that is wrong.
Yes.
The desire of the conditioned soul is to be like that. Its desire for praise and recognition is disproportionate to
Okay.
the actual position it occupies. That's when the problem comes.
Amen.
The Shastra says, even if you are praised for your quality as you are, that also you should be very careful because that will lead you to destruction. Right? So you have
Okay.
to accept that even if you are talented, even if you're worth all these qualities or whatever, you should accept it with due caution also. It's not easy. That's why
Yes.
you have to be a yogi to be able to do that, to accept that, pass it on. It is not exactly mine. Because Krishna is saying that in Bhagavad Gita, Shabdake Paurisham Drishu. I am the ability in man.
Yes.
So that strips you of everything else. You have to be really humble. You have to be really humble,
Yes.
when somebody praises you. Because by knowledge, one thing is easier to do, to control praise. But by knowledge, you know that I don't think what you're saying describes me. I'm not like that. That's the statement of Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami and Ramakeli. They said to Lord Chaitanya that village people and everywhere, they think we are very great. But we know that we are not at all anything like what they think. We are poor, what is it? We are stool. We are worms in stool. And they felt like that also very clearly, because I'm working for the Muslim king. And that fellow must be eating a cow. He must be, committing so much sinful activities. And because I work for him and for a living, I'm depending on him. That is my situation. I must be very low and contempt. Must be very low and contempt. This was their actual feeling. So when Lord Chaitanya could see this, actually feeling that although they are materially pretty well qualified and spiritually also qualified, he was very pleased with them. This is an example of taking correctly the praise and then orienting it towards getting the mercy of the Lord, not getting carried away, and being in perfect balance. Okay? So we understand that we need it initially, and people give it copiously to a new person. Oh, wonderful, you are chanted one round of japa a day. Wow, what an amazing thing you have done. Today you ate prasadam. Wow, we say all these things, but we are doing this all the time, every day. And we don't praise each other. Today you ate 4 idlis. Wow, wonderful. Today you chanted 16 rounds of japa. My gosh, I want to dance. I want to actually deposit, $10,000 in your name because you did. We don't do all that. We don't do any of those things. Why? Because you're past that stage of, even when I tell you that, now, wow, you look like you chanted 16 rounds, you must be Haridas Thakur's incarnation. I don't think that people know where they are. So you need some other type of praise and encouragement for a person like that. And accordingly, we need to hold it. So at all points of time, it's a dynamic thing to be able to remain humble and remain, your antenna is always vigilant. Why it's happening? Why are you saying that to me? Don't try to They always think that Maya is trying to trap me. So evaluating correctly. That happens after you develop a little maturity. When you're, in your initial stages, then naturally we need it and it's okay to have it. Nothing wrong because it produces results in the form of Krishna consciousness for us. Vigna Vinashana, is there any specific prayer to be chanted from Shastra to develop humility? Lord Chaitanya advises, take the shloka Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari and wear it as a necklace around your neck. And in that mood, you should chant Hare Krishna. So the specific type of prayer is directly the prayers of many of these great personalities. Like Prithu Maharaj, you can see. You can chant these type of prayers. In the Bhagavatam, there are plenty of humility and everything. And it's very feeling. It's very deeply emotional. So you can chant these prayers. Kunti Devi's prayers are very nice. And most of these prayers of devotees will show humility. And by chanting them and meditating on them, we can actually develop the quality of humility. Humility simply means not thinking too much about yourself. Right? And the opposite is that I think a lot about myself because I have become a victim of the praises confirmed on me. And I've taken it very seriously. And I think according to the praises, I'm somebody very great. And I have a capacity to think and that I'm greater than what people are praising me also. Sometimes people get disappointed that you praised me only so much. Actually, I am worth this much. And I have done these things. You did not praise me enough. In political circles, you can see that very often. Whatever I knew, I told, you don't know. You have to tell more. I am not satisfied with your praise. That happens in the outside world. And that's why people find out what he likes and what I should praise him about, what he likes to hear sweetly. And I do that and I find out what you like. And this way, mutually, they do it. They praise each other. So stupid and so silly. Right? So we have to be careful about all these things. And know that my business is Krishna consciousness, for which humility is very important. Duplicity, the opposite of humility. So duplicity comes when you adopt praise onto yourself, which actually don't belong to you, which don't fit on you. Right? That type of thing we should cultivate. And these prayers can be chanted for that. Mohini Satyabhama, as you said, we should be careful with praise, but sometimes it may not be direct praise. It may be that someone who listens to us and is obedient to us, so we may get carried away. So why it's like this? It's also subtle praise. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. It's Maya's tool, because this is a weak point in the conditioned soul. So the material world is designed like this. World is designed like somebody may not give you direct praise because he knows that direct praise you'll find out. So sometimes he may very subtly praise. Sometimes people genuinely praise like that subtly with no ill intention also. It depends what's the relationship of the person with you and what type of praise he's giving you, and accordingly you should judge. Sometimes we take praise and encouragement even through somebody who doesn't know what he is doing, but he's wanting to say something sincere. It helps us, it encourages us. Prabhupada got encouraged by the statements of many people here and there while he was establishing the Krishna consciousness movement. He was alone. And when sometimes somebody said something good, he said, he must have felt Krishna is encouraging me through this person. Like that. So always in balance is very important to know. Thank you. Prashopai Maharaj, you said we should not neglect praise. It is not the right way. Should we always analyze whether a praise is genuine or not? Well, I don't think people have so much time. As soon as they hear the praise, boom, they fall for it. What you're talking about is something between the stimulus and response. It's called proactivity. Somebody stimulates you with praise, you should be able to pause and think and then respond so that you condition yourself. Right? This is coming like this. And, like Bhaktisiddhanta Sri Thakur sitting on his Vyasa Puja day, and garlands are filling up right up to his ears. So he starts the talk by saying, somebody may be thinking that I'm a brute sitting here and taking so much praise from all my disciples. But this is a devotional service for them that I have accepted. That is very, very nicely explained. It is not easy for me to accept this praise, but I am accepting it on behalf of the whole parampara because it is not for me. If it is for me, it will be difficult to accept this because it doesn't fit me. But I am a messenger, I am a messiah, I am a servant, and they are the ones being praised, and I am just an instrument. In that sense, I'm accepting this from you, so that may all of you be benefited because Krishna has accepted this praise. It's my duty to convey it to Krishna and take the blessings from him and distribute it to you. That is the attitude he had. I like that very much. Bhaktisiddhanta Sri Thakur. These are all great persons. They know how to handle any situation. You give them a praiseworthy situation, they know how to convert it to Krishna conscious situation. And plus accept that praise and deal with it properly also. That's the amazing thing that is exhibited by Prithu Maharaj here. Okay. So it is not right. I should always analyze whether praise is genuine or not. Yeah, you have to use your intelligence. Sri Lalita, please accept my humble obeisance. Can we say I did it because Krishna is with me and I take pride in being a devotee to attract more devotees? Of course, I'll do that. I'll do that. Prabhupada said, be proud of being a devotee. He introduced this new genre of people called bhaktas, devotees. And he created value for them in this world so that people think, you're a devotee? Wow, very nice. They should feel good, and you should also feel good. Yes, I'm a devotee. In the outside world, you should think like that. In the inside world, you should say, I'm not a devotee. Please give me your mercy. It should be that way. Outside, you should say, yes, I belong to the genre of people called devotees. We wear a tilak like this and a kantimala like this. We talk about surrender to Krishna. We chant the holy name. We read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavat. I belong to that type of people, and I'm very proud about it. Because I feel that Krishna has chosen me to be receiving his mercy, and it is great. I like that I'm an instrument in that program. In this way, a person, like you rightly said, Sri Lalita, yeah, but you should now make sure that you can control that properly and not let it vaulting ambition that overreaches itself and falls on the other side. We become addicted to receiving praise. We want more and more praise. People should understand that I am the center of the world for everybody, an egocentric disposition. Those things can bring about ruin and havoc. So be proud of being a devotee in the chase. Be a lamb at home. Be a lion in the chase and a lamb at home. Prabhupada said, in front of other devotees, you'll be completely different. In front of people who are very materialistic and everything, say that I'm proud of being a devotee. Create value there. Okay, so thank you. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.